evening. Welcome to the show. I'm Regina Lay. It's just me for tonight for now, but I will be joined by my co-anchors a little later on. Tonight's big stories. It's day 6 of the manhunt for a fugitive preacher, Apollo Kibuloy, with the college and the cathedral being watched intensely by police. The Court of Appeals extends a freeze order on Kibuloy's assets. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian calls to fast-track the filing of criminal charges against Alice Guo and her sister Sheila, calling them professional liars and swindlers. And Defense Secretary Gibot Teodoro says the Philippines procrastinated and waited too long to fortify its presence in the West Philippine Sea, and that is what weakened our position and allowed China to come in. It is day 6 of the manhunt for Apollo Kibuloy, and fresh tensions arose briefly this morning after police brought a blue box inside the Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound in Davao City. Some KOJC members protested the move, pointing out that the blue box did not undergo the X-ray scanner before entering the compound. So it was very early this morning when the police brought this sealed blue box into the KOJC compound, and after a few hours, another box was brought inside with the label rotary hammer. However, and we have to stress this, it's still unclear if that's really what's inside the box. Now, the Jose Maria College and the nearby Kingdom of Jesus Christ Cathedral have been under close police watch. They believe this houses an underground bunker where heartbeats were detected. It is suspected to be where Pastor Apollo Kibuloy and 4 other accused individuals are supposedly hiding. Attorney Israelito Torreon, legal counsel of the KOJC, said he protested the boxes being brought in by the police. They also say that their request to witness the alleged drilling operations within the JMC basement was denied. That's from their side. KOJC members are also reportedly no longer allowed entry into the cathedral.
The ongoing exercise of drilling the JMC basement is a grievous violation of the proprietary rights of JMC, JMC being a separate entity than the accused. And we feel that this is not in accordance with a warrant of arrest. A warrant of arrest is directed as against a particular person, not the pursuit of heartbeat.
The PNP Special Task Force monitoring the operation at KOJC has not denied the presence of boxes being brought into the compound, but they remain tight-lipped about the purpose and contents of these boxes, as well as their other plans to avoid jeopardizing the operation.
I will not give specific information on that, but I believe so na sinasabi ko nga may mga other agencies pag beyond the capacity ng on the technical aspect perhaps, and even in the giving of information, they are given that leeway to tap other agencies.
We are not after the church, we are not after the KOJC members, we are after the fugitive Kibuloy. Ito po ang pag-implement ng warrant of arrest ay trabaho ng pulis. Inutos po ito sa amin ng korte. Hindi po ang pulis ang kalaban. Dapat sagutin ni Kibuloy and 4 others yung mga inaakusa against sa kanila.
Also, just this afternoon, the Court of Appeals extended a freeze order on the assets and bank accounts of Kibuloy for 6 months or until February 2025. That's according to one of the church's lawyers, Dina Tolentino, and also reaffirmed by the Anti-Money Laundering Council. The order covers Kibuloy's 10 bank accounts, 7 real properties, 5 motor vehicles, and 1 aircraft. The order also covers the bank accounts of KOJC and the Suarezug Media Corporation, which operates SMNI, the media arm of the KOJC. The court said it found reasonable ground to believe the bank accounts are linked to unlawful activities and predicate crimes.
Let's get the latest on the situation on the ground over at the KOJC compound in Davao City. Joining us tonight again, Gretchen Ho, who is still there. What do you have for us tonight, Gretch?
Hey, good evening to you, Shawn, Reg. As we've been saying, it is the 6th day of the serving of the arrest warrant for Pastor Apollo Quiboloy, an operation that has started since August 24 here in Davao City. And today we received footage from the Philippine National Police of their choppers being harassed by laser lights pointed at them while doing a monitoring activity around the KOJC compound. The PNP claims that some KOJC members were responsible for this, and they are condemning such actions.
The Philippine National Police strongly condemn the recent actions of KOJC members who have been reported using laser devices against Philippine National Police helicopters. Such behavior is a direct threat to the safety and operational effectiveness of our law enforcement aviation units. The use of lasers against aircraft is not only dangerous, but also a clear violation of aviation safety regulations and legal standards. The Philippine National Police is simply performing its duties, and any attempt to obstruct or delay our operations will not benefit anyone. Thus, we urge you to stop such actions for the safety of all involved.
Now, we had a chance to talk to the resident minister of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, and this is what he had to say.
I cannot blame the people, ma'am. Hindi ko makontrol sila, ma'am. O ano ba yung napakataas na yung emotion? Ano, paglalanding na dito, anong gagawin yan dito?
Ano pong gamit dito? Laser?
Laser lang po, yung ordinary laser po.
Parang mabot dyan?
Opo, ma'am, hindi mo nakita, ma'am. Napakababa po yan, ma'am. Napakababa. Parang lalanding na. Parang lalanding na talaga, ma'am.
Pero para laser na makarating ko na medyo malaki?
Hindi po, ma'am. Hindi, ma'am. Napakalit po, ma'am.
Laser pointing endangers the lives of the pilot and its passengers and is in violation of the Civil Aviation Authority Act of 2008 or RA 9497, which says that no person shall interfere with air navigation and that imprisonment or fines are due those who have intent to interfere through any light or signal that is likely to be mistaken for a true light or signal. On the other end, KOJC Resident Minister Carlo Catiil also condemns the excessive use of force by the PNP.
Bigla nang lalapit sa'yo, ma'am. Nasa likod, ma'am. Ipiperspray pa nun, ganon. Ganon, tapos upo lang bigla. Tapos nandun yung command officer mo, nandun yung grupo mo, walang ginawa. Ano paramdaman mo yun, ma'am? Sa garapalan. Abuso po yan, ma'am.
Now, earlier today, we had a chance to listen in to the press conference of the Philippine National Police and ask why the operations were taking so long, to which they said they cannot reveal operational details. But sa press conference, pinabulaanan din ng PNP na may banta silang pasasabugin ang katedral kung saan na pinaghihinalaan nilang nandoon si Pastor Apollo Quiboloy. Taliwas ito sa nailabas ng KOJC kahapon na soundbite sa pag-uusap ni Attorney Kay Laurente at ng isang policeman. Now, hindi ako sigurado kung yung nasaksihan kong pag-uusap ay pareho dun sa nirelease nilang audio recording, pero ang aking narinig, natukoy na nila kung saan yung mismong bunker tunnels, kung nasaan yung mga heartbeat. At ang ating pagkakaintindi sa nasaksihan ay kinukumbinsi ng isang PNP personnel si Attorney K na mag-negotiate na lang kasi gusto nilang iwasan ang paggamit ng breaching charges. Ang normal na patakaran kasi sa pag-aaresto ay ang paggamit ng breaching charge pag hindi posibleng ma-access ang isang suspect. Binibigyan din po namin yan dahil ang umiikot po ngayon nakataga ay ang mga salitang pasasabugin ang katedral. Ang breaching charge ay maliit na explosive charge na karaniwang ginagamit na madalas nga ay walang warning given. Pero dito sa phone call na ito, kinukumbinsi ng isang PNP personnel, si Attorney Kay Laurente ng KOJC na mag-negotiate na lamang. At sa report natin kahapon, ang kausap ni Attorney Kay ay ang heartbeat life detector technician. Siya po yung in charge doon sa heartbeat monitor at hindi po siya yung nagdedesisyon. Reg, Shawn?
Okay, maraming salamat sa mga updates na yan. Gretchen Ho, reporting to us live from Davao City.
Okay, off the back of that, let me now bring in Attorney Israelito Torreon. He's the legal counsel of the KOJC, who joins us on the line again this evening, or no, via Zoom. Oh, we have you on Zoom. Thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us, Attorney Torreon.
Of course. If I have time, I always give in to the friends in media.
Lots of things to clear up tonight, as usual. The
Yes.
first being what Gretchen reported just then. So, a few days ago, KOJC said, including you yourself, you said that there were threats to bomb the cathedral. Turns out, these weren't threats to bomb. The PNP has said most likely they were just talking about breaching charges. Breaching charges are an option available to law enforcement everywhere when regular entrance is not feasible, right? They're not talking about bombing the whole place. They're talking about breaching just the entrance, again, when regular entrance is not available. What do you have to say to that?
Well, that's not what we heard when we played the tape. And what we heard instead was that the policeman was demanding from Attorney K. Lorente for that she negotiates that Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy should surrender. And I think the PNP perhaps miscalculated that because Attorney K. Lorente cannot decide for and in behalf of KOJC. That was really uncalled for because there was no way that a policeman would threaten. The way it reached us, he really told Attorney Kay Lorente na bubumbahan daw yung cathedral kung hindi surrender si Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy kaya kailangan makipag-negotiate. To our mind, that is not really proper. When you negotiate for the surrender, if you have to do that, then talk to the proper person who can decide for and in behalf of KOJC, pass it through proper channels. As a matter of fact, they have been trying to negotiate with me for quite a long time, and I have always been consistent with the answer of Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy, his prior reasonable request to President Marcos that he writes a written declaration that he will not be extraordinarily rendered to the United States of America and that the United States of America will not interfere in the judicial process in the Philippines. We have always been consistent with that. So the action, therefore, of the police officer was uncalled for. It caused panic on the part of the young lawyer, who was my former student, a very highly intelligent student and now a lawyer. So that is why when it was relayed to me, I tried to secure a confirmation from General Torre. I tried to call him and I tried to text him, but there was no confirmation. Hence, I posted it on Facebook, and in less than 5 minutes, they denied the story. That's the entire story about it.
Because posting it presupposes that it's true, so that's why they had to belie it. Because our understanding, naman, is that, again, they were just talking about breaching charges. And the other contextual thing here is that the person at the other end of the line is the technician of the heartbeat detector machine. He's not in any way in charge of the command entry, and he doesn't have anything to do with, ordering the dynamic entry of the teams. So parang,
that's the version of the police,
did we not,
that's the version of the police.
are you sure
but
we didn't just
actually,
misinterpret it?
No, that's the version of the police, but the person who called him was a SAF member, and we even have his cell phone number, no? And we announced it a while ago, and he really uttered na bumbahan yung cathedral if Attorney Kay Lorente will not negotiate, and that he was trying to tell Attorney Kay Lorente, you wanted information, I'm giving you information, so that if in order to stop this, you should negotiate. So I think that was really uncalled for because it caused panic, and they also related to a lady, young lawyer, and of course she is a long-time member of KOJC. She panicked, and she related to me, and what I did was to seek confirmation from the PNP. I tried to call General Torre, and I even texted him twice. But there was no answer. I had to post it. And I think I did my part to request for confirmation, but
Right.
there was no reply. Hence, they had to deny the same.
Right. So now they denied it publicly.
Yes.
Are you?
That's good. That's good news for us.
Right.
That's good
Okay.
news.
So
At
so
least.
you're accepting it. That's clear now. At least
Yes.
that part of the issue.
But I
Okay.
hope they will not do it again. I hope they will not do it again.
Okay, well, the other incident that, of course, happened today was a laser pointing incident. Lasers allegedly being pointed by KOJC members towards police helicopters. I'm not sure, Attorney, if you heard the soundbite that we rolled. According to the members, no, medyo mababa daw po yung lipad nung helicopter. But of course, we do have laws, and I'm sure you've already looked this up, Attorney, na bawal po mag-interfere with flight. Ano pong game plan natin doon?
Honestly, I was not there when that happened. Maybe I was in the press conference when that happened. I was not able to see it. I have to verify that from the members. You see, some of the members really have this heightened feeling of frustration. Maybe if that is true, no, I'm not admitting that that is true. Maybe some of them did that by way of countermeasures, no, state of necessity, because they are afraid that it would land there and maybe arrest them again. You know, a simple approach to the policemen, especially during day 1, day 2, day 3, would cause your arrest. And as a matter of fact, 29 members have already been arrested on the ground of obstruction of justice, even if they were just engaged in devotional prayer. And the policemen approached them using truncheon, and they were arrested, and there was commotion. I think it's all shown on TV. And because of these experiences, perhaps they were, very concerned. Why would an helicopter would land there? So perhaps by state of necessity, they had to do that. But I'm not tolerating. It's not a form of toleration. But I have to verify that from the members if that really happened.
The 29 KOJC members who are facing charges of obstruction of justice and direct assault, that's a result now of more than 60 police being hurt in the process of serving the warrants.
That's not true. That's not true. Because if you were able to view, I did not even see it during the first day of the implementation, alleged implementation of the warrant of arrest. There was an interaction. I tried to use the megaphone in order to call out to General Torre that there was no need to use force. We are willing to cooperate, and that we would like to discuss the matter with you. But he only appeared after 10 minutes, and I asked for a warrant, and the warrant showed to me was only a warrant as against Sylvia Simanes of Pasig. And when I pointed out to him that this is Sylvia Simanes' warrant, and this refers to the address is in Pasig, that is not a legal justification to enter this property in Davao City. But then again, he told me, if you have any problem, file a case against me in court. We will talk it in court. And he gave us 30 minutes, but without the 30 minutes having elapsed, only 10 minutes, there was already a commotion inside. They destroyed the back portion of our wall as well as the eastern portion, and they were all very armed, and they lobbed tear gases, which led to the death of one victim. 4 others suffered heart attack. At that time, 16 others lost consciousness. That's why there was total melee. There was total chaos. That started this entire mess. So any and all actions on the part of the members were not against the implementation of the warrant of arrest. We were cooperating. And as a matter of fact, as you can see in the compound now of KOJC, they are sleeping in the hallowed lawns of KOJC. If they are not cooperating, they would have attacked them every night. But we are now on the 6th day. That happened when the KOJC members were conducting their devotional prayer.
Yeah.
And maybe the police got tired of their prayer devotional programs, and they started arresting people.
Attorney Lito,
I just wanted to point out as well that they are standing by their figures as well, which is what's making this case very difficult, because they said 60 police were also hurt in the operations. But
okay. Attorney, linawin lang natin. Now that ang dami na nga, tumataas na yung mga numero of those injured, the police are still there. Like you said, it is day 6. At this point, mas maayos na po ba ang communication lines between you, the legal representation of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, and the police, like General Torre or any of his deputies? How is the communication lines? Kasi po parang based on what you're saying, parang kakagulo eh. Diba? You're calling him, he can't pick up. So have you made some arrangements on how communication can be passed on more properly or systematically?
Actually, we had that communication lines with General Torre after Senator Bato de la Rosa went to the property on the first day in the afternoon. But that stopped. 2 days ago. I don't know what happened. We had a negotiation 2 days ago in the afternoon with General Torre to find ways as to how to diffuse the tension. And that negotiation again led to the discussion about us requesting President Marcos to write a written declaration, as what I have said, only to find out that while we were discussing just a few meters away from KOJC at the back of the department store there, which has yet to open, when I went back to KOJC, 18 members were already arrested. And I even saw in my presence the incident which led to the arrest of 5 others. And these 5 other members were only standing in front of the establishments of KOJC. I was there, and I was even present when they confiscated the sound system of KOJC, and I tried even to intervene, knowing that those sound system were owned by the KOJC, but I was denied. And until now, I have been trying to communicate with General Torre, but it seems that he is no longer responding to me.
So just to clarify and wrap that up, what you said, Attorney Lito, 2 days na po kayo hindi nag-uusap ni General Torre.
That's true. And as a matter of fact, the communication lines have worsened after the issuance of the temporary protection order. Note that the temporary protection order, to our mind, sought to stop the restrictions and control being employed by the PNP that affects the petitioner's right to life, liberty, or property, and that the first portion of the dispositive portion, they were ordered to cease and desist from any and all act or omission that violates the right to life, liberty, or property of the petitioners. And the second portion of the dispositive portion refers to the command for them to remove barriers as well as blockades that would hinder the petitioner's exercise of the religious, academic, as well as proprietary rights. But these have not been followed. After the issuance of the temporary protection order, what has been followed is only the fact that they are no longer preventing us in entering the entrance. But they have cordoned completely the cathedral as well as the JMC basement. And as a matter of fact, I issued a challenge during the press conference this afternoon to the media that we will call the PNP in order for us to be given access in order to verify the alleged report which came out in your station. But I was made to understand that you only quoted it from Philippine Star, that there is this bunker from cathedral to the hangar. And I would like to verify it myself. And I challenge the media to go with me. Let's first ask the consent or permission from the PNP. And I tried to call General Torre, but there was no reply. And I tried to text, no reply. I posted it on Facebook. Until now, no reply.
Right.
That's the situation.
Attorney, I heard about that. Nagalit daw kayo sa amin. Let me clarify a few things. Yes, it was published.
Hindi ako galit po. Hindi
No,
po ako
but the
galit.
KOJC supporters got angry at our reporters there. Let me clarify that story. Yes, it was published by Philippine Star, carried by One News. We are sister media outlets. However, the source was the PNP. I don't know how far they read, But the source of that information was Colonel Jean Fajardo when she went on PTV's Bagong Pilipinas to talk about it during a press conference. And let me read the first paragraph. Apart from a bunker, Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound has secret tunnels, one of which is connected to a private hangar owned by fugitive Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, the Philippine National Police disclosed yesterday. We did not make that information up. We were just reporting what the police said.
Okay, ma'am. I already clarified that during the press conference. But this is my reply to that also to Colonel Fajardo. That is really news to me. I have been the personal lawyer of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy for quite a time already. I have not seen any tunnel there. But if her report, if she really believes that there is that tunnel, please allow me and Colonel Fajardo likewise. We will go to the basement and we will go to that tunnel so that I will also be enlightened about the presence of that tunnel. Because really, ma'am, I do not know of that fact that there is that tunnel that leads from Cathedral to the hangar. That's about 150 meters distance. So that tunnel must have been a very well-built tunnel because of the distance alone from the cathedral to the hangar. That's mind-boggling to me. But if she has personal knowledge about that, then please, we will go inside the basement of JMC because I was made to understand this is from the JMC to the cathedral to the hangar. That's quite a distance. And I could not believe that. So if she really believes that to be true, I do hope she can give us access so that we will also, I can also see for myself if that is true.
So you're willing, Attorney Lito, to escort, kumbaga, the police if they allow you access to where supposedly they think there is a bunker? Payag naman po kayo na samahan sila kung papayagan nila kayong pumasok at, you know, they might have to kind of dig up the ground or something like that.
Actually, gusto ko ring malaman kung meron talaga yung tunnel. So, pakisabi po sa kanila, sama ko para malaman ko rin kung meron talaga. Gusto ko ring malaman kung meron.
Kami din. We also want to know. I hope they take you up on that offer. And if you'll allow me this, just a very quick reminder that we're just doing our job. We in the media are just doing our job. We don't peddle fake information. We don't report fake news. We're just reporting what the spokespeople are saying. We try to give airtime as well, equal airtime to you and to the government side as well. I hope you guys remember that. We're going to have to leave that there for tonight. Thanks so much for your time once again. Attorney Israelito Torreon, Legal Counsel of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ.
We're going to be pausing for a really quick break, but right after that, the hearings involving Sheila Go continues as the Senate seeks to file charges against the sister of dismissed Bamban Mayor Alice Go. The details when we return. Keep it here.
Welcome back. You're watching The Big Story here on One News.
After hours of questioning at the lower house, Lucky South 99's Cassie Ong finally spoke up, prompting lawmakers to lift the second contempt order against her, which would have put her at the Women's Correctional Facility in Mandaluyong City. Ong told representatives how she knew the Go siblings. Let's listen to what she said.
Paano niyo po nakilala ang mga Go?
Boyfriend ko po si Wesley Go.
Boyfriend niyo si Wesley Go.
Yes po.
Therefore, malapit ka kay Alice Go.
Hindi po.
Hindi ka malapit, pero kilala mo siya.
Kakilala, syempre.
Kilala mo siya.
Sister po siya ni Wesley Go.
At business partner mo si Alice Go.
No.
Cassie Ong also confirmed meeting the Go siblings, including the former Banban mayor, in Malaysia and Singapore. She also admitted processing Whirlwind Corporation and Lucky South 99's applications with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, as well as the raided Pogo Hub's accreditation with PAGCOR. But Ong insists that she was in no way involved with illegal Pogo operations and was just managing the lease agreement between Whirlwind and Lucky South.
Would you say po na you have assumed a position na marami po kayong hinahandle na applications? Tama po ba ito?
Pwede ko po malaman anong application po yung tinutukoy nyo?
In general, business permits, PAGCOR, SEC applications.
Meron po other, like PAGCOR is this year lang. I'm sorry, way back 2023 po and 2019 lang po.
All right, let's try to get more updates from last night's Quad Committee hearing. We have with us tonight Manila 6th District Representative Congressman Benny Abante. Good evening, Congressman. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Two hearings to talk about tonight. Let's start off with the one for Cassandra Leong. We're now going into an executive session. What else are you hoping to find out from that?
Well, I don't know if we still have an executive session with Cassie Ong. No, we're going to call her again this coming Tuesday for another round of questions. Pero ang na-establish dito sa questioning namin is that they were actually business partners. Even if Cassie Ong is denying it, yet the fact that she is the girlfriend of Wesley Ong, who is a sister of Alice Ong, and they met in Singapore with Shawn Yao, who is also a part of the organization, the one that actually got the hotel for them. Kaya ang sinabi ko, did you talk business? Of course, nasabihin niya, hindi, no? So, sa akin, he's actually lying. Because I believe that they talk business there with Alice Go being there.
Okay, well, what happened last night was eventually, late in the evening, pumayag na po magsalita no, si Miss Cassie Ong. At the end, pumayag nga siya na i-waive na yung bank secrecy. She agreed to sign off on that. What are you hoping to find po? And what are your suspicions? No? Of course, if you ask her to sign this waiver, you're hoping to find something. Do you have any particular suspicions?
The AMLAC people were there last night also. So we asked her to sign a waiver on the bank account so we could be able to find out how much money have been transferred. Okay, for example, like in PAGCOR, Cassie Ong paid in dollars, no, to the tune of $150,000. Oo, kaya sinasabi niya sa aming hearing na wala na pera yung bank account. So we would like to find out if the bank accounts were closed. We would like to find out the passbook kung closed na yan, no? We could be able to call the banks to find out the transactions that have been done. So, ang nakikita natin dito, the money that were actually that were exchanged, no, the money that changed hands to some organization. Saan napunta ito? Sinong tumanggap nito? Saan nanggaling ito? And that is what we're trying to find out.
Kong Benny, natignan nyo na ba yung mga corporate accounts, itong mga POGO accounts? Because my understanding is pinapa-waive din yung personal accounts ni Cassie Ong. But whether or not may dumaan na pera doon na hindi niya personal na pera, just like in the case of si Miss Baterna, di ba? Ganun din po yung nangyari sa kanya. Base po sa napanood ko kagabi, meron po pa po bang mga corporate accounts kayong nakita or nakita ng AMLAC na related talaga at nakapangalan talaga sa mga korporasyon na Whirlwind at Lucky South 99?
Actually, kahit na dinideny niya ito, hindi niya pwedeng i-deny na ang Whirlwind saka ang Lucky South 99 is one and the same. No? In fact, nakita rin namin na si Cassie Ong and Miss Mascarenas were together in the Dragon Wealth, while Cassie Ong was saying that she was not involved in the Lucky South 99, yet Mascarenas said that Dragon Wealth is actually a Pogo hub. Dinideny niya na meron siyang involvement sa Pogo. Pero she cannot deny the fact that she was involved in those corporations and companies. Right. Now, we might not be able to know all of the accounts in all of those companies, but we intend to find out.
May lumalabas sa pangalan. Sorry, Regia. Last question on this, Kong Benny. Wu Tuaren or Tuaren Wu. si Mr. Wu, yung ninong daw po ni Cassie Ong, siya mismo yung nag-describe, no, ninong daw niya. Lumalabas kasi siya yung parang kumbaga manager or some sort of higher position dito sa tatlong kumpanya, no, yung Dragonwell, yung Lucky South 99, pati po yung Whirlwind. Do we know, does the Quadcom know kung nasan po si Mr. Wu, kung ano po yung involvement niya?
Unang-una, Torreon Wu is not a Filipino. He is Chinese. In fact, Miss Macarena showed me the ID na nakalagay doon, Chinese siya. No? Pangalawa, wala siya among the incorporators sa Whirlwind nor sa Lucky South 99. Nandun siya as incorporator doon sa Fujian Amoy, something like that, where Miss Baterna and Cassie Ong were also incorporators. Oo. Inamin naman ni Cassie Ong na ninong niya, si Wu. Alright? Kaya papatawag din namin siya. In fact, pinatawag na namin. We're going to call him again. Kung halimbawa, even if we order a show cause order on him, we're going to call him.
Do we know if he's here?
Well, we were told he's here.
Okay,
So,
we have to.
Otherwise, he ran to Taiwan or China.
We have to talk about the other hearing now that we invited you to talk about, which is the one from the other night with Vice President Sara Duterte, which got heated, kind of understating it. And you made headlines for calling her out. What to you was the biggest issue about her demeanor throughout the hearing?
Well, the biggest issue is this, no? She appeared before us so that we can talk about the budget of the Office of the Vice President. Now, whether it be the budget that we will talk about on the 2025 budget, every congressman has the right to be able to scrutinize the budget, how the budget was used in 2022 and 2023 or 2024 before we talk about the budget of 2025. Yes, we find out all the while, all of the questions of the congressman since the beginning of the briefing, no? Pare-pareho yung sagot niya. Siyempre, nainis na rin ako. Kaya bumaba ako and I begin to ask her a very simple question. And what was that question? If she believes in the Constitution nakalagay, if Congress, the representative of the people, have the right to scrutinize the budget of every agency. I did not even tell her the agency of the Vice President. I told her in every agency, and she refused to answer.
Congressman Abante, I'm sorry to point this out, but last year kasi, the way she was treated during the budget deliberations is different from this year's. It was night and day.
Yes.
Last year, her budget was approved within 22 minutes. No single question asked. 21 of the committee members approved the motion by Representative Sandro Marcos to, approve her budget without asking any single question. I mean, I guess, when you paint a contrast like that, you have to wonder, could she be wondering why she's being questioned this year, right? Could it not be said as well that we enabled that kind of behavior wherein she's used to not being questioned?
I was also vice chair last year when the budget was actually talked about. But last year was quite different. It was quite different because she was quite different, no? Kami naman reactive lang kami. Whatever the Vice President would tell us, ang question namin would sum up with the attitude of the Vice President herself. You've got to remember that she is the Vice President, but it is the duty of Congress to scrutinize her budget. And she must answer directly to us, and she must answer the answers that we would like to hear about the budget.
Right. No, you're right about that. But my question is, why didn't you ask her about the confidential funds last year? I mean, she's right that there's no confidential funds this year. So why didn't we scrutinize the confidential funds last year?
I do not know about the other congressmen that asked about the confidential fund. But the thing is this, I did not ask about the confidential fund. You see, every congressman has all the right to question her on what he wants to question. So, napakasimple ng question ko sa kanya. You know, if Congress has all the right to scrutinize the budget, it's a simple question and a simple answer of yes or no.
Yung ano kasi, I think yung point dito, no, Kong Benny, nakagisnan na kasi na usually ang budgets po ng presidente at ng vice president, and I'm sure you know this, ang tagal nyo na po sa Congress, na usually kasi dumadaan na lang yan. Syempre, nakakagulat
parliamentary courtesy.
Yes, and nakakagulat. Even for us watching, na biglang tinatanong. Tapos ang tinatanong pa po, medyo 2 years ago na. So parang, syempre, we're also wondering no, kung bakit nag-iba yung ihip ng hangin. May kinalaman po ba to sa politika? Yun naman po ang iniisip ng lahat.
Sa akin, wala. I do not know on the others. I cannot speak of the others. Sa akin, wala eh. In fact, alam nyo naman, last year, we even questioned the confidential fund of the, not of the office of Vice President, but of the office of her being the Secretary of Education. Bakit kinakailangan na napakalaking confidential fund ng Education Department and the Vice President? Yun ang kine-question namin last year. Okay, binawasan nga namin yun eh. Binawasan namin yung kanyang confidential fund. Ngayon, wala na ngayon yan. Now, of course, perhaps the Makabayan Bloc would ask the question again, no? Now, hindi naman ako part ng Makabayan, so that is their liberty to ask questions on that. But pero, ibang-iba yung question ko sa kanya.
Okay, and lastly, Congressman, September 10 is when her budget hearing has been deferred to. What's the plan there? Are we going to question her still?
Well, we expect that the next time that we have a briefing with the Office of the Vice President, we expect that we will talk about the budget. We expect that no politics will come into it. Because sa kanya, at the back of her mind, politiko ang iniisip ng mga congressman eh. Tanggalin niya na yan. So that her budget of the Vice President will be approved. Sapagkat kung hindi, somebody might even call for a zero budget of the Vice President.
Is that possible?
I might even call for her to submit in particular all of the FOOE kung saan gagamitin yun.
If she doesn't show up at the September 10 hearing for the budget for her budget deliberation and the OVP, ano po ang mga posibleng magyari? Nag-usap na po ba kayo ng committee kung ano po yung mga contingency plans in case she doesn't show up? Nabanggit nyo nga, posibleng
or still refuses to answer questions?
We did not talk about that. Kung hindi siya mag-show up, then siguro pwede na mag-show up lahat ng mga deputies niya na nakakaalam ng budget.
Pwede naman po yun, kung yung mga representatives na lang niyang mag-show up.
Although the normal thing is for the Vice President to appear. Pero ako, because she was thinking already in the back of her mind na she is being ganged up by the congressman, okay lang sa akin, huwag na siya mag-appear. Basta't mag-appear ng kanyang mga deputies na nakakaalam ng budget.
Who is thinking of calling for zero budget? You mentioned...
Wala pa. Wala pa naman.
Okay. All right. But it's just a possibility.
She was actually, palagay ko lang naman to. And she was thinking na we might make a motion for her to be held in contempt. Sa akin in a budget briefing, na ganyan, it is not proper for any of the congressmen to make a motion that we hold anybody in contempt. Yun ang inaasahan niya eh. Alright. Yun ang inaasahan niya eh. Pero wala siyang naasahan ganyan. We just deferred the budget.
Okay, we'll have to leave that there for tonight. Thanks so much for talking to us. That was Manila Representative Congressman Benny Abante. The Philippines' failure to immediately fortify its presence in the West Philippine Sea weakened our position. That's what the Department of National Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro told House lawmakers today as he tried to justify a bigger budget for the armed forces next year. Marian Enriquez has that story.
The Philippines waited too long to try to counter China's activities in the West Philippine Sea, and that weakened our position. That's according to Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro, who had to defend his agency's budget for next year at the House today. He said the country failed to upgrade naval and air force capabilities and establish forward posts in the West Philippine Sea.
Not only our lack of naval capabilities, but when China started doing its illegal acts, and other actors started to harden their presence years before, we should have already also pushed investments into creating forward posts in the area. And that would have hardened our posture. So the lesson, Your Honor, is we procrastinated in or in putting aside a threat. And in these types of situations, time is always an asset that you cannot recover anymore.
The Defense Department is asking for a little in excess of 256 billion pesos next year to fund initiatives meant to establish a credible deterrent posture against threats to Philippine territories. Armed with a wish list, the DND chief told the House Committee on Appropriations that for starters, the AFP needs at least 40 brand new multi-role aircraft. Problem is, the AFP modernization program only has a budget of 70 billion pesos next year. While Congresswoman Franz Castro finds this amount a bit steep, Teodoro says this is a drop in the bucket compared to what other countries are spending on their defense.
Tayo po sa ASEAN, maliban ata sa Laos, ang pinakamababa na defense spending antimano. Kaya ho tayo nalalakihan kasi hinahabol ho natin. Ang paghabol pa po natin is sa kaya nating lunukin bilang isang bansa. Kayaan po natin, mas malaki pong hahabulin natin pagka humarap tayo sa threats. Ang military equipment po ay lalo na po pag cyber, napakabilis mag-obsolete. Kailangan pong palitan, hindi po tayo pwede magtapal at magremedyo.
Teodoro also defended standing agreements with longtime and new allies. For one, he is looking to expand the interpretation of the phrase armed attack under the Mutual Defense Treaty of the Philippines and the United States. This would guarantee the kind of response to take once either of the two nations comes under attack.
Ngayon, ang tanong ko po, anong specific na babaguhin sa MDT?
Wala pong babaguhin sa MDT. It's just we don't want to get canalized on an interpretation on an attack of an armed vessel. It is more for strategic purposes because China uses non-lawful and system of aggression which a static interpretation and static processes will not address. So just as the aggressor has variables, millions of variables in its playbook, we have to also restudy. There are no specifics right now.
The tweaking of the MDT, according to Teodoro, does not mean more access to Washington in the form of additional sites for the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA. Same goes for other countries the Philippines has a defense pact with. Manila currently has a defense agreement with Japan and Australia. And soon, according to the defense chief, they are looking at visiting forces agreements with Canada, New Zealand, and France. The Makabayan bloc feels this is courting more danger, but Teodoro believes this is the best way to move forward and keep aggressors at bay.
That is the same concern. However, we have to point out that the aggressor here is only one actor. That's why I said China is the greatest disruptor of peace in the West Philippine Sea. They have illegally reclaimed areas. They are claiming areas which is well beyond their jurisdiction. For example, the Sabina Shoal, which is only 60 nautical miles away from Palawan. Yung pagkakaladkad ho sa atin sa gera, anong ini-expect po ng China sa atin kung hindi patatagin ng ating sarili sa katulong ng iba?
The DND's priorities for 2025 include constructing new naval bases and ports, part of its so-called archipelagic defense within the country's 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone. Besides the West Philippine Sea, it's also looking to secure Benham Rice on the eastern seaboard to prevent any illegal research and occupation in the area. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
In other news, authorities are being urged to fast-track the filing of criminal charges, including money laundering, against Alice Guo and her sister Sheila. Man Los Baños with the report.
Despite Sheila Guo's testifying for hours at the Senate earlier this week, some senators remain skeptical of her.
We have to be very careful with this Guo family. No? Parang ano sila mga professional, parang professional liars and professional swindlers. Nakita natin nung una kay Guo Huaping, inarating pare-pareho dito sa pamilyang to. No? At nadala na tayo ni Sheila pareho kay Guo Huaping, and we cannot take it hook, line, and sinker.
Senator Win Gatchalian also pointed out inconsistencies in Sheila's testimony that she lived a simple life running her family's embroidery business. According to documents obtained by Gatchalian's office, Sheila had been involved in the Guo family's other businesses.
At sinabi nga niya na wala siyang kinalaman sa negosyo, pero nakita namin sa mga corporate papers na siya ay corporate secretary, pumirma siya ilang beses, pumirma rin siya sa audited financial statements bilang treasurer and CFO. In fact, over the span of 9 to 10 years, 90 plus times, 93 times siya pumirma sa iba't ibang dokumento.
Gatchalian said there may be something more sinister going on and that the millions in declared earnings of the Guo family businesses may have been used for something else.
Ang aking teorya, ang aking hinala dyan, yung perang ginamit para ipatayo yung Pogo Hub sa Bamban nanggaling sa KOJC Farms in particular. So hindi farming yung negosyo, no, construction yung negosyo nito. Yun ang hinala ko dahil obviously kinonstruct niya yung Pogo Hub sa Bamban.
That's why Gatchalian is urging authorities to fast-track the filing of criminal cases against the Guos.
Napagalan ko sa mga kasong dapat i-file, especially on money laundering, kasi klaro naman na mayroong money laundering. Walang reason para ibalik sila dito . Kasama siya kasi siya yung treasurer at CFO.
The Senate will file perjury and disobedience to summon cases against Sheila Guo this week. These are bailable offenses but could allow the processing of a whole departure order against the respondents. Meanwhile, the DOJ said Alice Guo's legal team is liable for submitting her counter affidavit to preliminary investigation even though it might have been falsified.
Nagtiwala kami sa kanila na susundan nila ang mga obligasyon ng mga abogado. Kung tagapagsalita naman niya, siya naman, pinalaganap niya yung kwento. Pinalaganap niya yung kwento na nandito pa si Alice Guo sa mga interview, sa mga kung saan sa mga stasyon, kaliwat kanan. Ano? So para sa amin, kailangan mapasagot din. Kailangan madalaman sa IBP or sa Korte Suprema ang tanong na kung may pananagutan ba itong mga abogado na to.
For weeks, Alice Guo's lawyers had maintained that she was still in the Philippines, until her sister Sheila and Lucky South 99 Representative Cassandra Leong were arrested in Indonesia and evidence showed Alice had traveled with them. That also shone the spotlight on attorney Elmer Galicia, who notarized Alice Guo's counter-affidavit and said that she appeared to him personally to process the document. This could now lead to sanctions for him and even possibly disbarment. For News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
Before we go, say hello to our little friend. Okay, wait. Here it is. There we go. So yesterday, our big picture has.
But we have one more big picture.
Yes, come to life. So let's do this first before our big picture, which is an actual picture. This is the People Management Association of the Philippines TV Station of the Year Award, which has been awarded to Signal TV. Specifically to One News and One PH. Again, TV Station of the Year at the 12th Macatao Awards for Media Excellence. I believe, Regina, you were there.
We were there along with a small contingent to receive the award. It's one of the it's one of the bigger awards alongside, I think, Radio Station of the Year. There's only two group awards, so to speak. So one is Radio Station, TV Station is us. And it's significant, right? So our one was received by our channel manager, Risa Gilas. Oh, sorry, not channel manager. She's the head of the
channels and programming
for Signal, Risa Gilas, and she said she echoed what we all thought, which is it's a huge honor to be receiving such an award, considering that we're such a young channel. We don't have as many resources as some of the more established networks in the country, but we try to keep up, right? Actually, I wanted to show it to Attorney Torreon, to show him, listen, you know, it's because the story that I told him earlier is true. Our reporters in Davao got yelled at by some of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ followers for purportedly for what they believe was fake news, but it's not fake news. We were just reporting what the police had said, right? I believe the issue there was that they didn't go so far as to read the actual article, but it is a good time to
Remind
reinforce,
everyone.
to remind everyone. You know, we're here. We do our jobs with integrity. We don't peddle fake news. We fact check, we verify, and any information, any news that we put out there has been validated, right? We're very, very careful with facts, and that's evidence. That's you know, that's underscored by awards like this. So
very good segue right there, partner. But so yeah, I guess to put it into context, yes, and just a reminder to everyone to at least please read entire articles from start to end, so to get proper context. So context is really important. But I am getting a signal to go on to our big picture tonight because I refuse to also not let this go to air. This photo is Team Philippines during the opening ceremonies of Paris Paralympics 2024. It was veteran para-swimmer Ernie Gawilan and para-archer Agustina Bantilok who proudly raised the Philippine flag during the parade. Joining them, of course, are fellow Paralympians Angel May Otom, Gerald Mangliwan, Sandy Asusano, and Alan Keanu Ganapin. Good luck, Team Pilipinas! Laban tayo para sa bayan. At since yung tema natin ay trophy, sana makauwi din ng Paralympians natin ng mga medals. Because Olympic fever is not over yet.
Regardless, they're representing the country, and that's a huge honor in itself.
Also, again, bigger contingent, bigger and bigger Paralympic contingent for the Philippines. So that's at least something good to end the newscast on. On that note, that's it for the big story tonight. We are One News, all sides, all the time.
Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.